feel devotion.
Shane Larkin. Brian Dunstan bomboş. Alan savunmasına smaç vurdu. Larkin dışarıda. Sertaç Şanlı'yı buldu. Vasilya Mitsic. 3 sayılık isabet Vasilya Mitsic'den. Alex Tyson perdesi. Tyson devrildi. Blok geldi Chris Singleton'dan. Singleton nereden çıktı öyle? Şimdi Vasilya Mitsic. Yarı sahaya hızlı geçtik. Mitsic köşeye nefis pas. Sertaç Şanlı. Sertaç Şanlı. Sertaç Şanlı. Gustav Simon. Şimdi Rodrigo Boğa. Dışarıda Sertaç Şanlı. Köşede Chris Singleton'ı buldu. Singleton. 3 sayılık isabet Chris Singleton.
One, two, three. Okay.
Shane Larkin. Tibor Plyce.
Bravo be.
Plyce. Bir üçlükte Plyce'dan geldi. Tibor Plyce çok ama çok kritikti bu. Shane Larkin. Vasilya Mitsic. Yine Larkin. Trey Tompkins'le Larkin. Shane Larkin. Shane Larkin. İlk maç, sezonun ilk maçı geçen sezon yarım kalan bir hikayeden başlayacak. Anadolu Efes, Sinan Erdem Spor Salonu'nda Zenit St. Petersburg'la karşı karşıya gelecek. Ve özel önlemlerle, yeni normalin özel önlemleriyle biz de karşınızdayız.
I mean, that's pretty much the slogan speaks for itself. You know, we felt like we had a chance to win a championship a few years ago. We fell a little bit short. Last year we came out strong all season, leading the league, beating everybody by a lot, and felt like we were well on our way to winning that championship that we lost the year before.
I think last year we knew we were the clear favorites to win. Something was never been done in the history of Efes basketball.
Obviously, COVID comes out of nowhere, stops that. And now, you know, just having carried that for a few years now, we just feel like there's unfinished business that we need to go take care of. So that's the mindset, that's the dedication, that's the motivation that we've had all year, and now we have a chance to go complete it.
For me, it was a special situation because I was waiting for that moment to go to Cologne, to my hometown, to play these games for so long, and then the season was broken up, was not that easy to accept, but I mean, now we made it again.
Same goals as before, reaching it to this point and then trying to take the trophy home. It's always been the goal, it's always been the plans, and unfortunately last year didn't get to happen for us, which we thought we had a pretty good chance of winning the cup. So this year we want to finish the job.
You know, we felt like we were really close to our goals, and it was probably, you know, one of the best chances that we had to achieve the goal that we wanted to reach, to take the EuroLeague championship, and you know, it didn't happen. You know, it's nobody's fault, but that gave us a little bit extra motivation coming into this season. You know, to prove everybody wrong again.
Well, it was first of all, it was tough for everybody to stop, knowing that we felt like we had a big chance to do something special last season. We were in a very good position. We were playing very good basketball, but as you know, the pandemic happened, and it was a crazy situation for everybody, not only us. So things happen.
For sure we'll be maybe champion or something like this, but we can be like, you know, thinking about this because season is coming fast after, you know, and like we say, we talk beginning of the season, you say we put this behind us.
Mentally, I think a lot of guys are just happy to be back on the court playing basketball again. You know, with the situation with the world, you know, we didn't know if we were going to be able to play, but you know, the EuroLeague did a great job making it safe for us to play again, and you know, we got through the season. But in the beginning, we were all just happy to be back playing again and competing again.
I knew that we are in great rhythm. We really had amazing run in that moment, but I just understand that things are happening with a reason. So they stop this because of many other things, not just basketball or somebody do it against us. I think this was nothing against us. It was more like people didn't know what to do. Then secondly, they tried to solve, but at the end they didn't find solution. It was many reasons.
Geçen sezon yani elimizde olmayan sebeplerden ötürü şimdi itiraz edecek bir durum yok. Neye yani şikayet etsen vebalini üstünüze alıyor musunuz diye şeyler diyenler olabilir. Tamamıyla da hak veriyorum bunlara. Yani şikayet etmiyorum. Sezonun başında da geçen senenin o şekilde bitirilmesinden dolayı bir inişli çıkışlı bir grafiğimiz olduğu doğru. İşte onu kabullenme süreci biraz uzun sürdü.
I don't think it is unfinished. I would like to say more that this year is one more time confirmation for us that we make good team, that we have good team, that we have good players to play the same way, similar way. Okay, we didn't finish first in the regular season, but still we reached Final Four. And for me, that's more my orientation to this year and new challenge.
Everybody is speaking about this unfinished business. I don't have that opinion. You know, it's sport is like that. Sometimes when you expect that you will win, that when you are the best, you can lose one game. So I don't think about last season. I think only about this season and about our chances to win it. Of course, we have it. We are in last 4 teams, but it's a long trip.
Temsilcimiz Anadolu Efes, Kızıl Yıldız deplasmanında önemli bir maça çıkıyor. Önemli eksiklerle geldik Kızıl Yıldız deplasmanına. Özellikle de az önce ekrana gelen Shane Larkin'in devreye girmesiyle yükselişe geçen bir Anadolu Efes var. Ama bugün Dunstan, Rodrik Boboa, Plyce ve Micic gibi isimlerden yoksun sahada olacağız.
It was difficult, you know. I don't think we had our full roster for maybe 15 games this year.
It's funny because I remember we practiced here in the practice facility. We had 6 people in practice. 6 people. And we had to call up younger kids just to make 10 so we can play basketball a little bit. And that just shows you what shape we were in and where we were at the time.
So being able to, not having those people all together and trying to find that rhythm all together was difficult.
It was always from our side too, because we tried to compensate missing of Shane. That year before that he had 20, I don't know how many points average with 5 assists. This is always 30 points in your hands, so you gotta find a way to put them in the different solution.
I mean, for our team, we had not only COVID, but certain little injuries starting the season. We started without Shane, and then Dunstan and Roddy had 2.
Other than that, we also had some other things, like as you said, Brian Dunstan, he just caught the rhythm. He came very motivated in the season after last year that he had injury, and suddenly this small injury. And these things affect us.
Efes bu sezon inişli çıkışlı performanslar sergiledi. Birçok oyuncusu birçok maçı kaçırdı. Bugün de Shane Larkin, Sertaç Şanlı ve Brian Dunstan takımda yoklar. 3 oyuncusundan yoksun bir şekilde sahaya çıkıyor Anadolu Efes. Bakalım maçta neler olacak. Tibor Plyce bir orta mesafe daha. Tibor Plyce. Evet, Tibor Plyce savaşmaya devam ediyor. Sırtı dönük oynuyor. Arkasında Angelo Caloiro var. Tibor Plyce atışı kullandı. Tibor Plyce. Gerçekten inanılır gibi değil. Bileğini sallaya sallaya sürekli hareket ettire oynamaya devam ediyor. Rodrik Boboa şimdi döndü köşeyi. Tibor Plyce'ı buldu. Senin aklın bu ya. Tibor Plyce ayağını sürüye bu adam oynamaya devam ediyor. Öne geçiren basketi de attı.
Actually, before the game, I thought maybe I'm not able to play, but I mean, with some painkillers, everything is possible. So I stepped on the court, and then with the adrenaline, I made it possible, and I had a good game, and we won the game on the end. So there's like one sentence like, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," and I think I helped, the team a lot in this game.
You have to find your peace. You have to find inside of all these things peace that stay on the ground, work on yourself still, and be able to manage recovery from something.
Yeah, like me and Rodrigue, I think we get the same COVID together like before championship start, and like you say, it's tough physically because you stay 2 weeks at home. You lost everything you get for pre-season, you know. It's not easy. Mentally, you need to be strong.
So coming back this season was not easy because first of all, after missing so many months of competition, you know, we didn't have the same rhythm. Some of our players were injured. Some guys got the virus early in the season. So it was a very tough start of the season.
During COVID, I was out for 2 weeks, you know, and then like starting right away, we had 2 double weeks right away, and me without practicing any basketball during that time, not even being able to practice because we had the games right away. I mean, it was almost impossible, and I think maybe I did too much, and then this happened to my foot. Maybe because of COVID, because I was out for 2 weeks. I didn't do anything. I mean, there was one situation, I was at home and I tried to open a bottle of peace, and I was not able to do it because I was so tired and because of my sickness.
During the season, we get injury like Rodrigue, Bryant and Tibor. It's not easy. We play with me and Chris at the 5 with Sertaj with 3 big men during 3 games.
I mean, I guess that goes back to Loco playing with Anthony Randolph, playing 4 or 5, depending on who the 5-man guards. And then also going back to Panathinaikos, when we wanted to space the floor a little bit, they put me at the 5, Xavi would. But I mean, ever since I got to Europe, Barzokis, he told me how special I could be at the 4-5 position. I guess I'm just open to it, ready for it. I guess, like I said, anything to win.
It was obvious problems, like not something that was inside of the team, so we couldn't solve that.
We've been together for a long time, so we know what to expect from one another. So even though some players needed more time to find their rhythm, they have the trust, they have the belief, they have the support of all the other guys, and I think that helped a lot because yes, we wanted to win, but the situation was complicated. Like you say, injuries, COVID.
Yeah, of course it was hard, especially it was new situation for everybody, you know, not only for us, for all other teams too, and we struggled a lot in the beginning. It was not looking good, it was not easy to play.
But you know, every team faces adversity, especially in a season like this. So for us to be able to face that adversity, fight through it, I think we came out of it stronger.
And at that moment we really had negativity around us because of expectations. That's why I don't like to talk about future so much, because it can happen to everyone. Not because you want that to happen to you, but it can happen.
Real Madrid Anadolu Efes'i yenmeyi başarıyor. Efes 17'de 8. Çok ilginç. Hani 3 galibiyet farkla 3. ile 13. sıralanıyor.
It doesn't feel good. For sure, it didn't feel good to be in that position, knowing the potential that we had. But as I said before, we knew. We played together for 2 years before that. We knew that we were way better than the 11th spot.
I mean, we were like it was like, how can I say it? Like, I mean, the season before, you know, we were by far on the first position. We thought like, hey, it's easy, we will go to the Final Four. Then they broke up the season, and we thought as a team that we could continue where we stopped the season before. And then being on the 11th position was kind of like unreal. That's something where we are not belong to be.
I mean, I think everybody outside of the locker room was kind of panicking. I think the media, the fans, the random guy, you know, that just watches basketball. Everybody was thinking like, what's going on with Efes? They're not who we thought they were. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to, all these things.
Sezon başında hatta çoğu kişi benimle konuştuğunda ne oldu? Hani dünyanın sonu geliyor herhalde. Hani siz yani playoff yapar mısınız gibi şeyler söylemeye başlamışlardı. Ama şimdi bir kazanıyoruz, bir kaybediyoruz, 2 kazanıyoruz, bir kaybediyoruz, 2 galibiyet, bir galibiyet. Böyle durumlar geçen seneki durumun kabullenme sürecinden dolayı yaşandığını söyleyebilirim. Hatta bu ocağa kadar bu şekilde devam etti.
But also it was really important for us to face it, to understand that we are just any other team in that moment, because you cannot win championship in October or September in media day that everybody were talking about that. And we started to work from the zero. We started to work from zero. We started to understand that we are not unstoppable. We can lose, we can have bad strike, we can have good strike, but this brought us together more, to stick together, and it was useful lesson for us.
We all kind of understood what was going on with us as a team, so none of us really panicked. We stayed calm, stayed patient, continued to work, continued to fight through adversity, and then we got everybody back healthy. Everybody started to find their rhythm.
I think at the beginning of the season, we say, we have the same team, it will be easy for us to find the rhythm. We know each other, it will be easy for the system and everything. But team, you know, everything changed. You know, they take some new player like Moscow. They had some great players, tough player. You know, everybody come play against us aggressive, and we are not ready to play.
We just needed to be patient, but still working hard in practice and believe in each other, and that's what we did. We were patient, and we pushed ourselves because nobody was happy with the situation.
For standing, I don't watch that at all. Really, I don't even know. I didn't know until the last round that we lost Milano, who's gonna be our opponent. I didn't know nothing about my statistics. Not because I'm not able to see that, put two fingers or go on the website, because this is just something that you don't need to know, because you are aware of that. You know when you play good or when you play bad. You know when your team is in good shape or bad shape. So all these things can be additionally pressure, unnecessary pressure from what you already have. You come every day to practice, you do your best. If you do your best always, then you don't need to doubt on yourself because you're okay with yourself. So that's why this didn't affect me.
We knew that every game was important. You know, coach would tell us before every game, this is a must-win game. And that happened for maybe 10 games in a row.
And it was different that we didn't experience really in the first two seasons because we won so many games. So with our backs against the wall and being in the 11th spot, they gave us something to keep fighting for, and we knew that we still wanted to reach our goal, which was to make the Final Four. We just start fighting and trying to take each game one by one, and we just start streaking wins.
And then once we got everybody back healthy, everybody back into a rhythm, you kind of saw us take off as a team, and I think we peaked at the right moment.
Also, I felt that all Europe, let's say all teams, were a little bit, let's say, scared of us because they know that we can make that run. Not that good like we made from second half, but that was not our realistic point, but it was actually when you look standing.
We knew that if we just stayed the course and we just made the playoffs, we had a good chance, but everybody else started losing, and we caught our rhythm towards the end, and we went on a run and we got to the third spot.
At the moment that we understand that we as a team have to stop watching that and count on these victories or losses, that was the moment that we understand, hey, we are good, we are still fine, we have still the same roster, we have to be healthy. With healthy team we can be dangerous, and that's how we started to make small but safe steps, and that's how we managed to come to the point that we are now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough season, but we fight each other through. Ended up on a really good position on the end. We had the home court advantage and went to the Final Four. Sometimes that's basketball, that's sport. You know, sometimes the unexpected happened, and I mean, now we made it.
Dembravitola sert açılan topu çalmayı başardı. Şimdi Adrian Moerman hızlı hücumu başlattı. Krunoslav Simon'u buldu. Karşısında Tristan Vukcevic var. Simon! Kaldırdı, isabeti buldu. Krunoslav Simon! Krunoslav Simon. Rodrik Boboa'yı perdelerden çıkardık. Boboa şut fake'i. Boboa 3 sayılık atış. Rodrik Boboa 3 sayılık basketi buluyor. Perdeleme Adrian Moerman'dan. Boboa dışarıya çıkardı. Moerman pası verdi. Hadi be. 3 sayılık isabet Vasilije Micic'ten. Vasilije Micic yine Larkin. Trey Tompkins'de Larkin. Shane Larkin! Shane Larkin!
takımın liderini sordun. Şimdi ben Mitch derim, Simon gelir Shane der, Shane gelir Simon der, Dunstan gelir Koç der, Tibor gelir Dunstan söyler. Yani işte bizim takım olmamızın, bu kadar iyi bir takım olmamızın sebebi bunu söyleyebilirim. Herkes kendi görevinin bilincinde. Yeri geliyor senin dediğin gibi. Bir maç başka bir oyuncu çıkıyor, liderliği alıyor. Diğer oyuncular ona eşlik ediyor. Shane çıkıyor başka bir maçta liderliği alıyor. Mitch onun yanında tamamlayıcı oluyor. Bu diğer takımlar üstündeki baskıyı sağlamamızdaki en önemli etken.
I mean, it's something that I've preached for a while now. It's never been about me. It's never been about one single person on this team. It's always been about us. It's always been about who has it going and how we can make them be better. So it really didn't matter. You know, we all have talent. We all have abilities. We're a very talented roster. So at the end of the day, it's very comforting knowing that anybody at any time can go off and have a big game and have a big moment and carry us to a victory.
I don't know what other guys said, but every player has different momentum. Every player has different motivation. You know, somebody has, I don't know, MVP award. Somebody has statistical motivation, money motivation. You know, for me it was like I was trying just to go game by game, and as I said, not looking at these things that everybody knows already, or even reading more social media, which I don't do last 5 years. So I put everything on the side and I just go day by day, doing everything what I do in generally, and then to see what is come out of that.
Just unique. I mean, you would say we got veteran guys that are still young. Beach is relatively still young, and then we got a lot of older guys that have played playoff basketball, that have been to the top, and I think we all just know we wanted to win. So I think we kind of rode the wave of who was doing what during the game, and we just kind of try to feed them the ball or try to get them in their spots and stuff like that.
Like everybody can step up. Like sometimes somebody has a bad day, but we know there's somebody who got your back. You know, there's somebody who's stepping up, who can fill up your position.
We got so much talent. This is what I love, because we can expect this guy we play good, or maybe sometimes Shane don't have a bad game, but behind Rodrigue and Misic play good, you know, or sometimes maybe, I don't know, like Sertaj don't play good, but Bryant is behind. You know, this is what I love on this team, because everybody can score, everybody can add something to this team. And we prove during the whole season, we got two leadership, Shane and Misic, but sometimes when they are not in the game, we need to find solution, and with this talent is easy to find.
We believe in ourselves, we trust each other. And so when we play like that, when we found the connection on the court and we play like that and everybody play with confidence, usually we are very hard to beat, because like I said, we have so much talent in this team.
Every basket can from to everywhere, you know, to the first position, to the 5th position. This is why we are, you know, the good team, and this is why coach won't keep the same team.
You know, and coach trusts us also to make those tough decisions down the stretch. And whether we win the game or lose the game, we know that we all want to win. We're all playing for the team, and that's the most important thing for us.
We are showing now 3rd year in a row that we are great teammates, that we are good friends, and that we enjoy to play together. That is the most important. So most important is to feel happy for somebody else when he is scoring, when he is playing good, and we have that in our team, which is rare and which is big thing for the last month of the season, which is in front of us.
All those guys did a great job of leading the way all year. Everybody on the team is very critical, just for each part of the game, and anybody can get hot at any time, which make us a dangerous team, 1 through 15, and it just show you how deep our roster is.
When you take a look on our team, like sometimes you have a starting 5, but if you look on the bench, like what kind of quality you have on the bench as well, it's unbelievable.
I think it comes from trust in each other. We know what each other can do. We've been around each other for 3 years now, so we all believe in each other's abilities. We don't question any decisions that we make on the court.
Anadolu Efes 86, Barcelona 79. Shane Larkin 23 sayı, 7 rebound, 8 asist. Gerçekten onun kendisine gelmesine çok ihtiyacımız vardı.
look, it's hard to say turning points because it's lots of games. You know, first part of the league is 34 games, so it's hard to pick, you know, one game as a turning point.
It's tough to say. I will have to wait the end of the season to analyze all that. It was just like, okay, one game after another. Like I said, at one point we were in a very bad position, and I was just trying to focus to, okay, how we make it better for the next one. It's hard for me to say what was the turning point. I don't know. Good question.
I think the breakthrough of the season was probably the Barcelona game at home. I think either we lost 4 games in a row before that, or somewhere around then we had lost to Baskonia, Milan, Cesca, Valencia, and they were like bad losses, some at the buzzer, some we got blown out. And that was really a moment where we all kind of looked at each other and said, all right, we can continue going this way, or we can, you know, put our foot down and start heading in the right direction.
One game, I think, maybe the Valencia loss on the road when we lost at the buzzer. We had a meeting and we talked about everything with our team. Everybody just spoke their mind. We were completely open, and you know, the coaches and the players, we came together and we said, okay, we have to fix this.
To change it all, it's probably maybe the Cesca game at Cesca. I think that's what we all had to be accountable. We all had to figure out how to find our groove, find our rhythm.
To lose by 35 is painful, you know, like we don't play good, we don't make nothing, we got 11th place.
That's kind of one of those games where you just have to look and reflect on what we've done and what we're capable of doing. It wasn't really so much the loss, it was just mainly focusing on ourselves.
After CSKA again, we came together as a team. We talked about the situation where we are and where we don't want to be anymore.
It wasn't just bad basketball, it was bad energy, it was bad, like it looked like we didn't care out there on the court. And you know, it's one thing to have a bad game, to shoot bad, to turn the ball over, to play bad defense, but it's another thing to not put the effort in. And I think that game we kind of played bad, but on top of that, we also had bad energy and bad effort. And I think that was the biggest point that was spoken about in that meeting.
And the meeting was about to say everything what you got, like, because you have same team, you have same strategy, and it's obvious problem. And everybody see that, feel that, but nobody's brave to say that loudly or directly. The meeting was like that we started from the oldest one. I'm the youngest in the team, let's say, that has bigger, major role. So when it came to me, I was the last one. I really said everything what I have and what I see, because there was no time to wait for something. Like it was not about that I was something like loud or I was so strict, but I just felt that and I said it. And I think that together with other opinions from the players, we finally understand that main thing is that, hey, don't point finger on each other. We are team. Like, we gotta stick together. You cannot bring 10 more players. You cannot bring another 10 coaches or whatever. You gotta find a solution with that you have. And it was good. It was really good.
We all talked about how we need to be better, how we need to hold each other accountable, how if I make a turnover, if I make a bad play, it is what it is, but defensively you can't not show up. You can't not go all out for your teammates. And people were checking each other, and you know, it's a good feeling knowing that you can tell me something and I'm not going to take it personally, but if I have something I think about you, I can tell you the same thing and you're going to take it as constructive criticism, and we're only going to get better from this. And that meeting was a lot of that. We were calling each other out. Coach was calling us out. We were talking to the coach about certain things that we thought were better for the team. So it was a great meeting. I think we all kind of put it all out there, and we all washed our hands after it, and we left that behind us, and then we just kind of moved forward from it. And you know, that meeting was also a breaking point in our season that really helped us get to where we needed to get to and helped to get us back to where we needed to be.
We understood that every team that was coming to play against us was looking at us as if we won the championship last year. You know, they were seeing that they're playing against a top level team. So we had to bring higher efforts, higher energy, and it started in practice from then.
I mean, from that day, everything changed. Like, everybody stood up, like, we practiced harder.
I think it's the last game of the first part of the season, and this is why we change our mentality when we go to Asvel. For the second one, you know, we become more aggressive, and this is what coach wants. And I'm happy, you know, we are this team, you know, like we talk and we react.
And I think after getting blown out by 30, 40 points, like you kind of reset, start over, and then you start to build from there.
Once we figured that out and knew what we had to do as a team, it started to click back together.
Barcelona game at home, and I think we all came out with a different energy that game, a different mindset, a different motivation, and really fought and won that game. And then once we won that game, you know, we started feeling better about each other, feeling better about what we had going on, and then I think that kind of propelled us to where we are now.
Deplasmandaki Barcelona maçını söyleyebilirim. Çünkü ondan önce gene Barcelona'yı içeride yendik ama herkes konuşuyordu. Biz galiba 10 ya da 11. sıradaydık, öyle bir şeydi, tam hatırlamıyorum. İlk 8'den bir tek Barcelona'yı yenmişiz ama Barcelona'da eksikti diye söylemler oluyordu.
The game that was crucial, maybe that we really felt that power of maybe Barca away from the second part of the season. We really had an amazing game.
Deplasmandaki Barcelona maçından sonra nasıl geçen sene nasıl oyun oynadığımızı hatırladık. Nasıl fark yarattığımızı, nasıl saha içinde o kendi gücümüzü ortaya koyduğumuzu, nasıl diğer takımlardan farklı olduğumuzu hatırladık.
So, you know, we had to make sure that we won the games that we lost against teams, especially when we gave up home victories to other teams. We lost some games at home that we shouldn't have lost. We had to go into their arenas and win, and we did those things.
When we get in that streak, when we win, I don't know, 9, 10, maybe 11 games in a row, something like that, I don't remember because it was a few months ago. But then we saw that we are old Efes, which we get used to in these last 2 years, and that we are going up.
Yeah, everybody tried to give more game by game, and on the end, we ended up on the top. So that's how it is. Sometimes it's bad, but if you don't change anything, you cannot change your situation. So sometimes you have to give more to expect more.
Bayanlar baylar, Turkish Airlines Euroleague'de playoff'a hoş geldiniz. 3-6 eşleşmesi bu. Sezonu 3. sırada bitiren Anadolu Efes, Real Madrid'e karşı tabii ki çok zorlu, çok heyecan verici bir eşleşme olacak. Bakalım Anadolu Efes favori olarak çıktığı seride neler yapacak?
They are a talented team, you know. It's not easy for I know Madrid got a good character too, you know. It's not be easy to beat them 3-0.
Son 10 senede bu sene dahil 2 kere elenmişler playofflardan. Buraya ne kadar oynamayı bildiklerini, ne kadar nereden nasıl hamleler yapacaklarını biliyorlar.
I mean, it was very difficult. Like you said, it was up and down. Won the first 2 games, and you know, everybody's like, "Can anybody stop Efes? They're gonna run through everybody," you know.
One experience that I had in my first playoff with Žalgiris was that when you play playoff, you cannot hide anything. It's pure mental preparation and individual performance.
And then we kind of relaxed. We believed into the hype too much, and we were like, we're gonna win them by a lot, easy.
Maybe because we won the first 2 games so easily, maybe we were a little bit too relaxed. Maybe we saw ourselves being qualified.
And then, you know, Madrid showed up, and they were like, we're not gonna back down. We're gonna fight. We're gonna, you know, try to win on our home court. Kind of slapped us in our face while we weren't expecting it.
Biraz yumuşama gösterdiğiniz zaman o yumuşamayı hissediyorlar, o kokuyu alıyorlar. Direkt hamlelerini yapıyorlar ve maçı kazanıyorlar.
Clearly after the 2 games they changed some stuff. They play a different type of defense that made us think a little bit too much.
Then we faced some different zones against Real, and that was great from their coach. But still, if we don't talk about that zone, we were leading by 15, 20, what you want. I mean, no matter what they play. Actually, we really fought with ourselves on these two games that we lost in Madrid because we were already thinking ahead. We already wanted to finish in after third quarter game, and basically you learn that you have to play 40 minutes. And that was completely scenario in the fifth game that we didn't give up till the end.
To be honest, we were not afraid. You know, we are all experienced guys, and we said that we need to enjoy that game and give our best to win the game.
We were confident, but we're also cautious.
You know, we were 2-2, and everybody speak about this zone, defense, offense.
The Jordan quote, and I took that personally.
Alex Tyson perdesi. Tyson devrildi. Blok geldi. Chris Singleton'dan. Singleton nereden çıktı öyle? Şimdi Vasilya Mitsic. Yarı sahaya hızlı geçtik. Mitsic köşeye nefis pas. Sertaç Şanlı. Rudy Fernandez dışarıya. Chris Singleton araya girdi. Singleton smaçla bitiriyor.
Bugün her şey yapıyor ya. Haydi.
Chris Singleton.
Hissediyor. Bravo be.
Sayılık isabet Chris Singleton'dan. Singleton'ın üçlü.
Ya şu an yanıyor Singleton.
Chris Singleton. Ve Chris Singleton
Çok büyük
ayakta
oynuyor.
kalıyor. Tek
Çok
başına
büyük
ayakta
oynuyor.
kalıyor. 2 saniye Sergio Yul. Bravo Mitsic. 1 saniye kala. Elde gösterdik. Yul kaçırdı. Bravo
Singleton
Singleton.
be, bravo be.
Singleton bugün ne
Bir de faul
oynuyorsun
geldi
be?
be.
Singleton bugün ne oynuyorsun be? Chris Singleton hayatının en iyi maçlarından birisini çıkarıyor. Eğer en iyisi değilse. 24 sayı, 8 rebound, 1 top çalma, 1 blok. Chris Singleton.
Chris played an amazing game. He was focused. He was focused every game, but you know that game specifically, when he got the ball, he was in attack mode.
Like game fives, when you know it's do or die, that's when you gotta pull the best out. We knew game 3 and 4 that we could lose. But this one, to be up 2-0, then come back to 2-2, and then get the game 5, I just felt that, I mean, you gotta leave it all out there.
All the other games, he really wasn't. He was effective in other ways, defensively and rebounding and not so much scoring. But that night he had the hot hand and scoring, and guys kept feeding him, and Kuna made some critical shots.
Mitsic. Tavares'i aldı üstüne. Mitsic dışarıya. Chris Singleton. Sakin 3 saniye. 2 saniye. Simon soluna vurdu. Simon. Simon. Kruno Simon.
It was a great moment for me, to be honest. Maybe one of the best shots I make in my career, and of course I was happy when I saw it's going in. It's instinct, you know. I don't say I was planning to take the ball, to shoot the ball. It was, I saw on a shot clock there is 3-4 seconds left on the shot clock, so you know you must shoot the ball.
Simon o şutu soktu. Herkes zaten televizyonda gördü. Herkes benim yüzümdeki rahatlığı. Orada beni çekti. Benim şansıma denk geldi. Yani oradan herkes rahatladı.
Because when you watch this game, minute ago it was 1 or 2 points for them or something like that. So, but we didn't check that. We didn't check the box score. We were there, and then when they call end of the game, we understand that we won. So all these games that we lost were very useful and big lesson for us because we beat so many games easily. So you gotta understand it. Stay on the ground.
I think it was a great learning lesson for us. Because you have to respect everybody, and you have to make sure that you play hard from the beginning to the end. And I hope we're gonna learn from that and use it for the Final Four.
Bu seri bize çok şey kattı diyebilirim. Çünkü bu 3. 4. maçta yaşadıklarımızı Final Four'da yaşamış olsaydık belki etkisi daha fazla olacaktı.
And you know, eventually at the end of the day, we won the series. We moved on, but it was good for us to be battle tested, to not just run through everybody. We had won the last 14 out of 15 games in the EuroLeague by average of 20-something points. So I think it was good for us to have that moment where it wasn't so clear that we were going to win and see how we responded. And I think that's how we did in that game 5. And a lot of people showed up and played well and carried us to the Final Four.
I mean, this is what we've said we want to do. This is what we put our goals at the beginning of the season. And this is one of them, make it to the Final Four and go back and try to win a championship.
Vasilije Micic artık fişi çekiyor. Vasilije Micic artık fişi çekiyor. Ve Anadolu Efes bir kez daha Final Four'a yükseliyor. Turkish Airlines Euroleague'de Anadolu Efes yine Final Four'da.
Çok zor oldu İsmail. Çok zor oldu ama bu galibiyetle beraber gerçekten Anadolu Efes bu playoff eşleşmesinde çok şey biriktirerek Final Four'a gidiyor şu anda. Çok şey kazanarak Final Four'a gidiyor.
Now we're here, like I said, back in the Final Four with a chance to win a championship, and now we just got to continue with that momentum, continue with that fight, continue with that motivation, and hopefully this time the outcome is different than it was the last.
In general, the Final Four is like, doesn't matter who's on the other side, who's the opponent, you have to give everything.
Every time you go to Final Four, you need to eliminate the big team. We eliminate Madrid. Right now you need to play against Moscow to be champion. It's not to be easy to take the trophy,
Now it's CSKA, of course, like it's a really strong and big team, but we have to win against them to go to the final game, and we have to do it. There's no round, no way around. That's what I wanted to say.
We already beat them if we need motivation, so it's best. But it's good that we play against them, and I like that currently 4 best teams in Europe play Final Four. It's really 4 teams that show the most, in my opinion. So the Final Four will be great to watch.
The level of competition, the motivation, the fight is a whole different level once you get to the Final Four.
Games against them, they have obvious changes, missing Milutinovic, James, but that helps them because they are a long time together with the same coach to change the style, but at the same time to come out with another leader like it's Clyburn now.
They have different players, the same. I don't want to say same system, but you kind of figure they're similar to what they were before. But at the same time, we have to do our work. We have to prepare, and we're gonna start getting into that soon.
And definitely they are totally competitive for each opponent on the Final Four. Experience that they have together is also big advantage for them. If you look as an advantage or disadvantage.
CSKA is a team that I don't know how many times in a row they went to the Final Four.
They are, I think, last 15 Final Fours, they were on 14, so very, very big experience, and we have to respect that. We cannot think in our minds that we must win that game, that something will happen if we lose.
They're very experienced, like the coach their coach been there so many times. He knows how to play those kind of games, so for sure we respect this team.
I think it'll be all the small details, like you said, 2 high offensive teams who can put a lot of points on the board. They have dynamic players, we have dynamic players, so it's going to all come down to who want to rebound the most, who take care of the ball, and get all those little key possessions, because each possession will matter.
Yeah, I look forward to it. They're a good team. They spread the ball around, and they beat us by 30. We beat them by 30. So, it should be a good game.
But we're looking forward to the challenge. It's going to be a really good one because we played them in their place and they destroyed us. We played them in our place and we destroyed them. So now it's like, this is going to be a great game. Hopefully, maybe it'll be close. We'll see how it goes, but it's all going to come down to who wants it more,
Well, hopefully it's another 30-point game, but I don't think it'll be that way. It's going to be a battle.
Whoever can get the most possessions with turnovers or steals or something like that to impact the game more, I think will be the more dynamic team.
We need to go step by step, like we did now. To play every possession full, and then we will see. I'm sure that we have guys who can win that game and that we can win the championship. But it's other teams have their plans too.
We played 3 years together. We don't need 10 more years to understand each other. This is enough, I think. And the most important thing is to approach the same as any other game. So some extra motivation is worthless to say, because if you're not motivated, you don't need to go to Cologne. We are ready for the first game.
They're 2 talented teams that are going to go at it and fight for everything that's at stake.
We believe in ourselves. We believe on what we can do, so we're going to do everything to win the game. The beauty of, for the fans, the beauty of a Final Four is that it's just one game, and one game pretty much anything can happen. So we just need to do our best to be ready for this game and play as hard as possible. And yes, our goal is definitely to win.
Ben takımıma katkı vermek için her şeyi yapmaya hazırım. Yani hiç fark etmez. Bizim için şu an herkes bir göreve odaklanmış durumda. O şampiyonluk, o kupa bizim için şu an en önemli hedef. Herkes bunun için ne yapması gerekirse yapacağından ben eminim. Takımıma, takım arkadaşlarıma, staff'a, Ergin abiye güveniyorum.
It's going to be a battle, but like I said, I have every single bit of faith and belief in our team, coaching staff, and the guys that I've been going to war with for 3 years now that we're going to go in there, fight, and pull it out. So I'm ready for it.
Vasilya Mitsic elden aldı topu. Mitsic yürün üstüne gitti. Mitsic sol eliyle bitiremedi.
Bravo be. İnanılmaz
Simon,
pas geldi.
arkasında gözleri var bu adamın. Başka bir açıklaması yok. Mitsic şut yarattı kendisine.
Bravo be.
Vasilya. Mitsic 3 sayılık isabet.
Çok iyi oldu.
3 saniye, 2 saniye. Simon sağına vurdu.
Başladık.
Kruno. Dunstan.
Bravo be Dunstan.
Çok güzel bir perde yaptı. Vasilya Mitsic de potaya gidip smaçla bitirdi. Tyus, blok geldi Brian Dunstan'dan.
Bravo be.
İkinci blok geldi Brian Dunstan'dan. Boboa.
Yanıyor.
İsabet Rodrik Boboa'dan. Larkin dışarıda
Haydi
Rodrik Boboa.
Rodrik.
3 sayılık atış.
Bravo be.
Rodi. 5'te 5. Şimdi Shane Larkin'e Mitsic 3 sayılık atış.
Bravo.
Mitsic 3 sayılık isabeti buluyor. Shane Larkin.
En
Üç sayılık
sevdiği.
isabet Shane Larkin'den geliyor. Blok geldi Chris
Singleton be.
Singleton'dan. Singleton nereden çıktı öyle? Köşeye nefis pas. Sertaç Şanlı. Sertaç Şanlı. Shane Larkin. Tibor Plyce.
Bravo be.
Plyce. Bir üçlük de Plyce'dan geldi. Çok kritikti bu. Sakin 3 saniye. 2 saniye Simon soluna vurdu. Simon. Simon.